She's refusing to open her door. That's criminal behavior. That's what my HOA president, Jennifer, was screaming as she dialed 911 on my wife for ignoring her knocks. And let me tell you, the way karma bit back, so brutally, so instantly. Neighbors are still talking about it months later. You want to know how a quiet street turns into a circus? Pull up a chair. My name's Aaron Brooks, and on any normal day, I'm just a guy grinding away at my editing desk, cutting together cat videos and cringeworthy corporate reels for YouTube hopefuls who think their pet deserves an Oscar. My wife, Melissa, she's the real deal, the new police chief in our district, though you'd never know it by the way she avoids the spotlight. She just wanted a taste of normal family life after getting the badge, so we moved to Maplewood, a place where people actually do measure their grass with rulers and where the wildest thing you expect is maybe a raccoon in your trash. But let me back up a sec, because if you're picturing peaceful suburbia, you haven't met Jennifer Brown, president of the HOA and self-appointed guardian of the block. Jennifer is the kind of woman who could find a community emergency in a bowl of oatmeal. She shows up the very first week, clipboard clutched to her chest, suit crisp as if she's about to audit the Pentagon. Exterior safety verification. She barks like we're getting inspected by FEMA. Melissa's calm as can be, tells her we're still unpacking and to come back next week. But Jennifer's eyes go wide, like Melissa just suggested arson. Safety can't wait for convenience, she snaps, refusing to budge until Melissa, again cool as ice, just closes the door and walks away. For a solid 30 seconds, Jennifer's left standing there, mid-sentence, frozen, clipboard dangling, lips still parted, until even the neighbor's dog starts barking at her. Day 2, Jennifer doubles down. This time, she's got the whole kit, measuring tape, timer, digital camera, looking like a one-woman SWAT team for code violations. When Melissa ignores the knocking, Jennifer actually drops her clipboard. Papers fly. And watching her scramble after HOA warnings down the street in business heels, I nearly bust a gut. Melissa just waters her plants, barely glancing outside. Here's the twist, though, Jennifer's obsession isn't random. She had a scare when her son Danny was a kid. A home invasion. Nobody answered his frantic knocks. That sort of thing warps you, you know? Makes you think closed doors hide monsters. So when people like Melissa don't play along, Jennifer's paranoia kicks into high gear. Now, we've got this kid on the street, Lucas, a 16-year-old film nut with a camera rig that'd make a wedding videographer jealous, who starts documenting suburban behavioral patterns. Lucas catches Jennifer measuring optimal approach angles from her house to ours, muttering about tactical entry points. It'd be hilarious if it wasn't so weird. Jennifer, meanwhile, goes around warning folks. Good neighbors cooperate with oversight. Non-responsive doors mean someone's hiding something. Mrs. Patterson, sweet lady, loves her soaps, starts buying in. Jennifer's confidence? Unshakable. But her logic? Straight from some late-night true crime podcast. And then the slapstick escalates. Jennifer backs into her own mailbox, her precious, daily measured, HOA-approved mailbox, while surveilling our house. Lucas gets it all on camera, naturally. Then comes the emergency intervention notice, taped to our door, complete with fake codes and an embossed seal straight outta a costume catalog. Melissa laughs, but not in a good way. More of a she's actually threatening me with make-believe laws kind of laugh. That night, I see Jennifer's lights on past 3 a.m., her silhouette pacing, clearly plotting. Next morning, she's at it again, now with a full-blown surveillance station. Lawn chair, umbrella, binder, stopwatch, the works. She's knocking, photographing, recording response times, shouting at the door about dangerous concealment patterns. It's surreal, like watching a nature doc narrated by someone who's never seen a squirrel. Meanwhile, Melissa's inside on a call, calmly discussing de-escalation tactics with rookie cops, completely ignoring Jennifer's circus outside. At one point, Jennifer tries the ultimate move. She orders a pizza to our house, then waits in the bushes with a stopwatch to see if Melissa opens the door for the delivery guy. Melissa does, immediately. Jennifer leaps out. Documented selective door discrimination. Pizza guy's so spooked he nearly drops the pie. Neighbors are cracking up, filming on their phones. But here's what nobody sees but me. Melissa isn't rattled. She's analyzing. She tells me exactly what laws Jennifer's violating versus what she's making up. Daily occupational hazard in law enforcement. She shrugs, barely breaking stride. And Jennifer? She keeps spiraling. She gets tangled in our sprinklers during covert surveillance, drenched but still scribbling suspicious door patterns in her notebook. Lucas is now worried enough to ask me if we should call someone, like an actual mental health team. Jennifer, though, is undeterred. She starts building color-coded charts of our light schedules, our trash day routines, everything. She plants rumors. People who avoid community events have something to hide, and you'd be amazed how fast doubt spreads when you say it with enough authority. Here's where my confidence cracks. I asked Melissa if maybe she could have just played along that first day. Maybe we wouldn't be here if we'd just humored Jennifer's inspection. Melissa looks at me like I'm the rookie. Standard harassment protocol, Aaron, she says. But I can see the stress creeping in. One morning, Jennifer rehearses what's clearly a fake 911 script from her lawn chair. I need a welfare assessment, possible domestic crisis. That's when I rush to Melissa. If she calls 911, this isn't just neighborhood comedy anymore. And sure enough, next morning, Jennifer goes through with it, calls 911, puts on her best community safety officer act, and tells the dispatcher my wife's dangerous concealment demands intervention. Officer Rodriguez arrives, immediately clocking Jennifer's full surveillance camp. "Ma'am, what exactly are you monitoring?" he asks, trying not to laugh. Jennifer launches into a speech about dangerous isolation patterns and suburban terror threats. Meanwhile, I'm in pajamas. Melissa steps out with coffee like she's just out for a Sunday stroll, and Jennifer's practically glowing, thinking she's finally won. Then Melissa flashes her badge. Yep, that badge. "Morning, Rodriguez. How's the family?" Rodriguez's face goes from polite to "oh crap" in 2 seconds flat. Jennifer's mug slips from her hand, shattering in slow motion. "Ma'am, you just requested a welfare check on our police chief," Rodriguez explains, and Jennifer turns sheet white, stumbling over her own tape measure as the whole block bursts into laughter. But if you think that's where it ends, you don't know HOA politics. Jennifer vanishes for a few days. People start relaxing, even making jokes about being able to answer the door again. But my wife, ever the pro, warns me. She's regrouping, not giving up. She's right. Jennifer turns her dining room into a detective HQ. Red string, printouts, conspiracy wall, the works. She starts digging into Melissa's past, misinterpreting police records, twisting old news stories, emailing local media with dramatic complaints about police intimidation. Next thing I know, a news van's outside. Reporters, microphones, the whole 9 yards. Jennifer's got just enough of a paper trail, fabricated evidence, dramatic timelines, a few concerned neighbors, that suddenly there's a real investigation. Melissa's put on leave while Internal Affairs checks it out. The community splits. Some support us, some side with Jennifer. Most just want property values to stop tanking. Tension bleeds into our marriage. I start doubting. Maybe we handled this wrong? Melissa feels betrayed. Jennifer uses every crack to strengthen her narrative, capturing my doubt on camera, twisting family tension into evidence. The HOA calls an emergency board meeting. Not a dramatic trial, just everyone desperate for harmony. Jennifer gets the mic, presents her case, slideshow and all, while Melissa's forced to sit in silence. Neighbors are torn, some awed by Jennifer's organization, others creeped out by her obsession. Then comes the moment nobody expects. During the meeting, a young man walks in, college sweatshirt, familiar eyes. Jennifer stops mid-speech. "Danny." He nods. "Mom, we need to talk about what really happened the night you think Chief Brooks hurt me." He lays out the truth. Melissa saved his life that night, pulled him from the fire, gave him CPR, stayed until the ambulance arrived. The injuries Jennifer blames on the police. Chemical burns, not abuse. Evidence, hospital records, the works. Jennifer crumbles, right there in front of everyone. Internal Affairs drops the case. Melissa's fully cleared, reputation restored. Jennifer gets hit with a lawsuit, harassment, defamation, community service. Her campaign dissolves. Melissa gets her badge back, with a commendation for restraint. Even Jennifer's son hugs Melissa, thanking her for saving his life. Lucas, of course, makes a documentary, Door Wars, when community safety goes wrong, and it goes viral. Our neighborhood goes back to normal, whatever that means. New neighbors move into Jennifer's old house, bake cookies for everyone. But on block party night, Melissa spots the new lady measuring trash bins with a tape measure. She laughs. Think we've got another one? I shrug. The question is, are we looking at a neighbor who measures to maintain or a neighbor who measures to control? Lucas grins, camera rolling. Should I start filming the sequel? The story ends. But let's be real. Suburbia's always got another act waiting behind the next closed door. If you've ever had a neighbor like Jennifer or wondered where the line is between safety and control, drop your thoughts below, because some stories never really end. You know what I mean?